Okay, this next trouble area I want to talk about is people when they have to hit a high backhand overhead. Some pros don't even like to have you use that phrase, backhand overhead. They think it's all a volley.
Right.
But it's a tough shot. It doesn't happen tons of times, but they're going to come up in a match when you least expect it at a critical time. So what's your advice? How do you fix people that are having trouble with this backhand overhead, backhand high volley?
Well, actually, if it's a high ball, you'd run around it. If it's high, there's no reason to play your weak side overhead.
That's
but
the
usually
first rule.
this comes in as a lower ball, but there isn't time to run around it.
Right.
And how are you going to get to play it? One of the first things we try to get the player to do on a high backhand volley is aim his right elbow toward the ball, which means the racket's going to point down toward the ground.
Okay.
As he moves to the ball, he wants to get there on his left foot, his outside foot again, and because the racket's slow, he can accelerate the racket up to the ball. You're not worried so much about hitting down on the ball because you're probably going to either spray the ball up or hit it in the net.
Okay.
You actually come up and then you finish going through the ball. Because at this point, I'm trying to play a ball back, usually pretty deep, to get myself back in the point on the shot.
All right, well, why don't you show us a couple? I'd like to see that.
So
in
when the
action.
ball goes up, I point my elbow toward the ball.
Sorry,
like that.
that was a nasty
The next movement goes up, I point to the elbow, and then when I hit again, I'll be on my left foot to go through the shot. So it goes elbow up, okay? Bring the racket up to go through. If I'm on the wrong foot, it's pretty obvious because it looks like this. I'll hit it and go, my foot will kick up because I'm on the wrong foot and I go counterbalance.
What do you think the goal of the player should be here, Ken? Is this a red ball that they're trying to save themselves, or is it a green ball? What should the average player do?
This one is, if the ball's above your shoulder, we classify as a green volley. Okay. Green means you want to go through. When I get the green light on my stop sign, it means go through. And so what you do on this ball, you're trying to go through the shot more than go down on the ball.
Right.
Try not to mix colors if you can help it. This is a green volley, this is a yellow volley, and this is a red volley.
Cool.
So I try to avoid going from green to yellow. Now you may find the player finishing that way because I go through the shot again.
Sure.
Elbows up, I go through the ball, and at the end of my swing, the arm may come down. But I don't want to go right away from green to yellow because I usually hit myself in the foot.
Sure. Okay, good. Well, you know, one thing that I think is helpful there is keeping it up in this area. I see a lot of people that miss this shot, frankly, in the net a lot.
Yeah.
They get a little bit too far in front and they're flipping it too much, and their point of contact gets out in front. Next thing you know, it's in the net. So hopefully that'll give you some ideas on how to correct problems that you may be having on that high backhand overhead or backhand high volley.